Welcome. You have reached Imperial Sports. So today we're going to talk about players that I think that can impact the 2019-2020 trade deadline. Let's get into it. So I got about 6 players that I came up with, and I think I got a few honorable mentions. So let's go through them. So we're going to go with Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards. Now you got Bradley Beal, who's frustrated with the team. The team is going nowhere. Fast, soon, future, it's a wrap. They had their moment. It's time to rebuild. And they just going through the motions now. You got John Wall, who's still on injured reserve towards Achilles. You got Bradley Beal just out there playing. And so he didn't sign a major extension that he could have signed because, he just don't want to be trapped. But there was rumors over in the offseason that Miami was willing to take Bradley Beal and John Wall's contract, John Wall, for Bradley Beal. And Wizards declined. Why? It's over. It's a wrap, man. So now is the time, because the Miami Heat is making a push, and that can help them a great deal if you get Bradley Beal over there with Jimmy Butler, because he got them believing in themselves and he got them rocking and rolling or whatever. So I still will go after that same trade. If I'm Miami, I oppose it again. So you may ask, well, who you going to give up? Who else they want? You can't really identify most players on Miami Heat. They're playing good basketball, but you can't really identify the most players on Miami Heat. Dragic, he could go. We already seen what he's hitting for. He's an okay player, but he's not going to make no significant impact. He can hit the shot every once in a while. He's not an impactful player. Get him out of there. So everybody could go pretty much, with the exception of Butler. He got them rolling. So I will go after that trade again. And Bradley Beal cannot. He might be loyal to the team, but he got to let that loyalty go. This is a business, and in business of winning. So it's time to win. Get off of that team. So that's what I got for Bradley Beal. Then we're going to go with, I got Drew Holiday on there. Now, Drew Holiday is on, he's been in the league sometimes, so he's considered a vet now. He cashed in. Now it's time to win. He need to get off. Let that Pelicans team be a young team. They're not going nowhere. Zion is expected to come back. So that should be exciting, but they're not going nowhere fast soon. Maybe next year. Get off the team, Drew. Maybe he's behind the scenes saying he's willing or not trying to cause no fuss, but teams that Drew Holiday can make an impact on, first team is the Lakers. And if I'm Lakers, I'm already reaching out to them. But I don't know if it's some friction between the Lakers and the Pelicans. I don't know why it would be. It's basically kind of trading the team they had last year and trading each other's teams. But I would trade Kyle Kuzma for Drew Holiday. Now, the contracts is not going to match up, but you got to figure it out. That's what the analytic is for in the office. But you definitely trade Kuzma for Drew Holiday and make up, the difference. Drew Holiday, Kuzma and McGee, and see where the contracts lie, because you don't. Some people like, Kuzma for Lakers. Nah, Kuzma is what he is, man. If you're going for the run, he's not going to listen. I'll be surprised, and mark this video down, and then you come back at me at a later date and say, well, I don't see Kuzma being a superstar player. He's an okay player that got the potential to be a more solid player. Maybe he has the potential to become a second option on a good team. But more or less, he's really, I'm seeing third option. He's like a third option guy on a good team. You know what I'm saying? Second option on a great team. I don't see him being a superstar or the future of the Lakers. Knock it off with that. Either you got it or you don't. This is his third year. Guys, they're that. By third year, you see something. So, only players that in the history that I've seen that by third year and then they became something else. T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, and some could say James Harden. He was coming off. Some could say James Harden because third year you was seeing something, but you didn't know James Harden was going to be what he is now. You didn't see that. But I seen when people was talking about trading James Harden, like Houston trading James Harden, a couple of my compadres that I was going back and forth with, I seen that then. I said, yo, he going to do a T-Mac when he go to Houston. Like, he going to go to Houston and snap and start averaging. People wasn't seeing it because I think at that time James Harden was averaging like 13, 16 for the Thunder off the bench, something like that. I said, nah, I see it. I seen it coming, though. And so, same thing. When T-Mac was on the Raptors, I think T-Mac's last year there, he was averaging somewhere like 16, 15, 16, 17 points, somewhere around there. And nobody didn't see it. And he went to Orlando and snapped, started averaging the first year like 27, 29. They didn't see that coming. I seen that with Harden. I don't see that with Kuzma. I just don't see it. So if it comes out to be true, then, you know, feel free to come back and get at me. So till then, Kuzma for Drew Holiday. Get Kuzma out of there. Let's go, Drew. He helps the team instantly because you got a point guard that can score. Rondo is an okay player coming off the bench, I guess. Rondo ain't Rondo. He don't have like the defense that he once had back in his younger years. He's been plagued with injuries. Bron needs somebody that can go. You know what I'm saying? And AD needs somebody that can go. And Drew Holiday will be able to go with them. He'll be able to ball and ascend with them. So from there, we're gonna go with DeMar DeRozan, man. DeRozan. It's messed up that he couldn't get Toronto over the hump. They went all them years playing good regular season ball. Then playoffs come, and DeRozan has became DeFrozen. And that's where he got that nickname from, DeFrozen. And rightfully so. He probably don't like to hear that, but man, he would get to the playoffs, play against the Cavs, and he be balling all year long. Balling, hitting threes, everything. Looking like that guy, and then get to the playoffs, play the Cavs, and freeze up. Like, man, what's up? And he don't be having no good games. So he went over to the Spurs, got traded for Leonard. Raptors pretty much had the same team with the addition of Leonard and Green, and went over there, balled out, won a chip. Now, some things fell into place, of course, with Golden State. KD went down. Klay Thompson went down. So some things fell into place, but they still got it. He still got it done, or whatever. You would think. You might think that if it was DeRozan there, they wouldn't even made it to the chip. It would have been the Bucks or Sixers there. So when you look at DeRozan, he didn't pan out at the Spurs. He never became that guy. He's just somebody that's out there pretty much. So he's not a one option, nor is he a two option. He's more like a third option type player that can help a great team that's on the verge. He's one of them type players. So when I think of teams that he can help, first team that comes off the back is the Lakers. Trade him for Kuzma. And, so let me go back to the Spurs. See, Spurs is over. It's over. Spurs is probably right now at this moment. Spurs is the 9th, 10th seed. They've been fluctuating around that time to try to sneak into the playoffs. For what? They're going to lose anyway. So it's really the Spurs. It's time for the Spurs to rebuild, start it over. I think Pop should retire because it was, at one point they were saying Pop would retire when Duncan did. But I guess he got LaMarcus Aldridge and DeRozan, so he was like, all right, that kept his crew going for whatever reason. He got 5 chips. Go ahead and retire, Pop. You know, sit down for a few years, might come back, might get the fire back in your belly, whatever. Pop, and the Spurs need to start all over. So, and start with trading DeRozan. You trade DeRozan to the Lakers for Kyle Kuzma. Now, somebody going to say, well, the salaries don't match up. Well, that's what I keep saying. That's what the guys upstairs in the office, they figure that out. However, that money situation going to work out. But Kyle Kuzma, at least you get to start with your rebuilding status. You got a guy like Kyle Kuzma in his 3rd year. And, you know, if I'm Pop, I'll retire. And let the female coach that people been talking about, let her get her shine. But I've been hearing Duncan is next up. So, however, that's going to work out. But nevertheless, it's time for the Spurs to rebuild. Speaking of the Spurs, I had one of my honorable mentions was LaMarcus Aldridge. Now, I was hearing some rumors that they were talking LaMarcus Aldridge and DeRozan to the Miami. Now, that wouldn't be bad either. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that because I was always saying Beal over there. DeRozan, that might light some fire in him. And he, you know, he might ball because somebody like Jimmy Butler might push him to be better. You know, and Aldridge is Aldridge. He, you know, power forward that can shoot. He really not going to go. I mean, that way back in the playoffs when he was on Portland and he was balling. Remember, he was balling, pitting up like 30-something. Man, he was balling. I don't know what happened. He went to the Spurs and he never got it, man. He never was the same after he left Portland. And I think I remember him making a comment like last year saying, like, he wouldn't mind playing with Lillard again. I don't know if you trade for him though. What would Portland give up to get Aldridge? What would you trade? I mean, that'd be a nice spot because that would make them better. That would make them better, but I don't know what you would trade to give up because Portland got a lot of injured players, so I don't know if Spurs want. But they some young injured players though, so I don't know how that would work. But Aldridge was my honorable mention, one of my honorable mentions, and I was thinking for him. Of course, the Miami, that was a rumor I heard, but I was thinking for Aldridge, I was thinking a place like Toronto. Toronto could use a player like Aldridge or the Celtics. I just don't know what the Celtics would give up because they're winning. You know, but he could fit down there, down low. You know, they kind of weak down low or whatever. But what the Celtics would give up, you give up Brown or Hayward. You give up Brown or Hayward because I think Brown just got an extension and he's balling, averaging like 21, 22 points this year. Hayward's coming back off an injury, but he's been balling. But it's a clutter right there on the perimeter. So ease that up for Aldridge to get over there. And, you know, that'll be a solid pick. Celtics more than anything. And for Hayward or Brown, that'll be solid or whatever. And then you trade DeRozan for, what's his name? For Kyle Kuzma, then you got, especially if you do it for Brown. Do it Brown, and then you got Kyle Kuzma. You got two young players who got potential, up and coming, or whatever. And start from there, Start over from there. So what we got next on the list? We got JJ Redick. Oh, my. I never understood this. Sixers, they should have did what they had to do. to re-sign J.J. Redick because the Sixers lost their three-point shooting threat. You know, that one year, not last year, but the year before, when they had Redick and they had that other guy, I can't think of his name right now. He went to the Spurs, and he went to the Spurs and pretty much bombed out. Like, he wasn't nothing for the Spurs, but he was balling when he was with Philly. And it was, you know, him and Redick would shoot threes, and man, that was a good spot. That was a good squad to have with Embiid and J.J. Redick. Man, I don't know why they should have did more, because Sixers is missing like three-point shooting right now. So now you got J.J. Redick over in the Pelicans. I don't know why. He was a free agent. I don't even know why he signed to them. Like, I didn't understand that on his end. Like, did you not want to win? Like, at this stage of his career, he been there. It's about championship by now. You would have made some money. It's about championship. So I didn't understand why he was signed there. But nevertheless, he did sign there, and now there are rumors he's complaining that, you know, the guys on the team, you know, they're not really into it like that. They more enthused about social media. Well, you got a bunch of young guys. What did you think going to that team? They know they ain't going to no chip. They ain't going nowhere. Them guys, and then especially with Zion injured, so that kind of put a cloud over the season. So, with that being said, J.J. Redick is prime time for a team right now, a contender. The Lakers could use some outside shooting from J.J. Redick. That's definitely a squad that can use J.J. Redick. You need a team where J.J. Redick is not. You don't need J.J. Redick as your third option. You need J.J. Redick pretty much to be able to be a fourth option or off like a six man. That's where I think he had, because he starts, but I don't think he's really, you know, he could be a starter, but six man would be best in my opinion, or a fourth option on a good team. Defense breakdown, half court setting, hit him on the wing, shoot the three. Now with teams that could use that off the back, the Bucks could use a shooter like J.J. Redick. When they collapsing on Giannis, the Greek freak, he could throw it out, bang, hit the three, keeps the defense honest. You can't build that wall that they building for Giannis down in the paint, because you got 3-point threats, I tell you. And then somebody say, well, they already got Middleton and all that. Well, you can never have enough shooters, because Middleton gets suspect sometimes. But if you know J.J. Redick is on the wing and you got Middleton out there, then you got to play a little honest, because pick your poison. You throw it to Redick, you know he can knock it down. You throw it to Middleton, you know he can knock it down. Then you got the other kid, Matthews. He's sometime. And on the point guard, Eric Bledsoe, whatever. You know, you going to get what you going to get. You know what I mean? The both Lopez brothers it is what it is. So Bucks could use a guy like J.J. Redick. The Lakers definitely could use it. They need some three-point shooting. Of course, the Sixers could use J.J. Redick back, but I just don't know what they would have to give up to get Redick. I don't know what they have to give up to get Redick. So that's the thought. That would be the thought. What do we give up for Redick? And so that's Lakers, Bucks, and the Sixers. And Pelicans right now is about rebuilding or whatever. And J.J. Redick, he should be about trying to get a championship, and what team he can help or whatever. And you can see J.J. Redick in Miami too. Miami, he can help Miami. But if I'm him, if I had a choice, it's either the Lakers or the Bucks. And then from there we got Kevin Love. So we got Love. Now he been out there for a trade for a minute now. So at one moment it was rumors that to the Trailblazers, but I don't know what happened with that. That kind of like broke down or fell off. So after that, you had you didn't hear too much about potential spots. Now, when I analyze and break down what teams love that's contenders that could use Love services. Now, there was always rumors that, he didn't like playing with Bron too much or whatever, so he went through some, mental issues playing with Bron or whatever while he was on the Cavs when Bron was on the team. So I can't say the Lakers. A team like the Clippers, woo! But what the Clippers would have to give up to get him, woo! He got over to the Clippers. That'd be a good pickup. That'd be a good pickup if Kevin Love got picked up by the Clippers. Good pickup. I just don't know what the Clippers would have to give up to get him. If it didn't cause them to lose the nucleus of the team, I take Kevin Love. Even though Clippers really need some size. They need some size. So even though Kevin Love is size, but he's not the same player he was when he was with the Timberwolves, where he was averaging 26 and 14. He's not that player no more. So you can't rely on him down low or whatever. So speaking of the Cavs, so who I said for the Kevin Love, we got Clippers. Another team he would be good in, Celtics. Celtics would be a good team. And the Cavs is rebuilding, so you do Love for Brown. Not Hayward, Brown. Because Brown is already averaging 21. He got high upside right now, and he can go to the Cavs and just do what he do. He got his own team. Love for Brown. Awesome trade. Celtics. That's an awesome trade right there. Of course, Love could help. He can help the Sixers because he can shoot the outside jumper, but I just don't know what you give up. Because Cavs wouldn't want Horford, so I just don't know what you give up. Toronto's a good team for Love. Toronto would be a good team that he can help them. I don't know what the Cavs would want from Toronto in return, but I think either to the Clippers or the Celtics is the best trade. That Celtics, woo, Love to the Celtics. Be nice. Give up Jaylen Brown, and Love will help the Celtics if he can stay healthy. Pending on if he can stay healthy, because he kind of injury prone. Pending if he can stay healthy. That brings us last but not least. CP3. They call it CP3 injury. But CP3 been balling this year, healthy. He got the Thunder right on track to play in the playoffs. But if I'm CP3, he's doing that because he's professional. He just didn't come there and say, "Hey, I'm forcing y'all hand to trade me. Give me a buyout." He won his money. He earned it. But he got the Thunder balling. But they're not going nowhere in the West. So why just go to the playoffs when you're CP3? Still trade me. So who can CP3 help? It's tons of teams that he can help. This will come down to who's going to give the Thunder the best in return. So you got 3 teams out there that I can visualize this happening with. I start off one with Miami. Yeah, he fit right in Miami. They already balling. That helped them ball even more. But who they got in return that the Thunder would say, yeah, we still rocking. We got some future going on. So that's where that problem come from. Of course, the Lakers. You got the Lakers, right? So if you go with the Lakers, you got the Lakers, and Kuzma's the best asset for the Lakers is Kuzma. If you're the Thunder, you're like, okay, we got some future there. We need more than that, though, because CP3, and then the Lakers got this big contract, but the Lakers don't mind paying luxury tax if that makes them that much better. And CP3 will make them that much better. But they're going to have to give up more. If you gave up JaVale McGee, Kuzma, somebody else, Thunder might consider, shit, we going to lose. You know, we only going to make the playoffs. And then we got a future with Kuzma. You know? It's whatever. But then if you the Thunder, you're like, I don't know. I'm not really sold on Kuzma. But we do got a young player, and we got some young studs here, so, you know. And Paul loved playing with LeBron. That's his dog. They love playing with LeBron. And that makes them an instant threat. That makes them they're already a threat, but this makes them like, yo. Right now they've been shaky playing the Clippers this year. So you go on the Lakers, CP3, and you like, oh man. You're gonna have to respect CP3 game, and that's gonna make him play even harder because he can smell the chip right there. You know, this is a cap off his solid career, even though he's been injury prone, but he'll stay healthy playing with the Lakers, I bet. Last team, now this is the for sure team that the Thunder would say, let's go. The Sixers. The Sixers. There's already riffing going on. There are rumors of riffing going on between Embiid and Simmons. Who team is it? Do they really fit well together? It's always been a thing. Way back when Kevin Garnett and Stephon Marbury, if any of you remember that tandem, that only lasted a year, and they split that up. And it didn't work, you know. Simmons don't like shooting the ball. He like penetrating. He got upside. He's what the Thunder would need, where you get rid of CP3, you put Simmons there. Now you feel Simmons, you build around Simmons. You build around him if you're the Thunder. It's a win-win. CP3 happy. That contract is off the books. You got Simmons in return for upside. Now, people are going to say, well, if I'm the Sixers, you get old CP3. CP3 still got another 2-3 years in him. You already see what he's doing. He's balling. 2-3 years, you got that. Embiid has been injury prone. If you're not getting rid of Embiid, if that's not in your plans, because then on the opposite end, the honorable mention would be to trade Embiid. Teams will take him and they will deal with his potential, where he could potentially be. They'll deal with his little knick-knack injuries and health. They'll deal with that. But if that ain't the Sixers' goal, then you trade Simmons. Now, you got CP3 for 2-3 years. He's going to be on the books. He's going to take up cap. But now in the East, that make you that much more of a threat. Because teams can't just back off like they do Simmons when the playoffs come, clog the paint, and force Simmons to shoot. And he won't shoot. Now he's sitting there just dribbling the ball because he can't penetrate. You got CP3, bang, he going to hit that all day. Mid-range, three-pointer, he going to hit that. Now, don't hear me talking like, oh, man, CP3 be injured and he talking like he automatic. No, he's solid enough for what the Sixers need. Plus, he's a floor general. He is a floor general. He's going to get everybody in the game, and he's going to demand everybody to be in the game. He's going to instantly make the Sixers better than what they are. The Sixers right now, standing at this time, probably like the 6th seed. But, you know, in the East, everybody's like 2-3 games away from each other. But they like the 6th seed, man. They instantly become, he boosts them. He boosts them. So, it's a win-win for both teams. I said Miami with CP3. I said, of course, Lakers. But for the Thunder, it's CP3 to the Sixers. That should have been the summer. They should have been pulled that trigger in the summertime. Maybe the Sixers was like, we're going to, you know, we still believe that the Simmons thing could work, you know. We're not really ready. Man, what are you looking at now? And if you, Elton Brand, and you the GM, what are you looking at now? You don't see what everybody else see. Y'all hurting for shooting. Y'all need some shooting out there or whatever. And then this guy doesn't shoot. I think he has upside. He developed a better confidence to shoot the shot or whatever. He might be better. But in my opinion, I think Simmons is peaked. He peaked, in my opinion. It is what it is. You might as well take the chance with CP3, 2-3 years, see what you can get. He's going to help in the playoffs to get you over the hump past teams like, even though they've been balling with getting the Bucks in the regular season, but the other teams in the East. And then go in the West and see what you can do in the finals or whatever. So you at least get 2 years on that. And you pick up some little players on the off season. If you fall short in the finals, you fall short and you get some shooters. That's what the Sixers lack. Floor general and some shooters. Some, CP3, and take your chances. Because the way Embiid going with all these little knick-knack injuries, you only got 2-3 years anyway. So, hey, go for it. 2-3 years. Embiid, little knick-knack injuries, and CP3 till he fall off completely. You got like this year and next year, in my opinion. If he go another third year, I'll be surprised, but this year and next year. So, that's my, I gave like 2 honorable mentions. There's probably a few other ones, but this video's been long enough. Appreciate you taking the time to listen to my video and my potential trades. Let's see what happens. And subscribe to the channel. It's a new channel, trying to build it up. Like this video, share the video, get in the comments. If you listen to the video all the way through, tell me what you think. Tell me what potential trades you're thinking about. Till next time.